rack with my new advance. 50 bands, 80 bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream. We the American dream. No money, no class, look at them. Another day in the USA. Just another day in America. Kids from my hood look up to the system set us up for failure. I just want to make enough to pay dividends. Then invest in black businesses. They teach us to hate what we see in the mirror, but it can't break our spirit. They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty hands. Do a show, caught the rack with my new advance. 50 bands, 80 bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream. We the American dream. No money, no class, look at them. Look at you go. Okay, you got it. Look. Go. Go. Look at you go.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the steel capital of the world, Pittsburgh, PA, and Heinz Field. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The bye weeks are over. It's all about football all the time as we're underway here in Week 13. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go! 4 down!
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he's going to lose yardage here, back to his own 18. Now Roethlisberger to throw on second down. Out to his left. And, boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
There's nothing like pressure to affect the accuracy and the timing of a guy trying to throw the football. And on that play, they ended up flushing him to his left, contacted him as he's trying to throw the football, and that led to the incompletion.
I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Off the play fake. Here's Roethlisberger. On the move to his left. Got a man. It's Ross. Complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. They chalk that one up as a gain of 34 on 3rd down. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing now, Roethlisberger on 1st down. Going right side here, and that's complete. That one goes for 24 yards. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and, hey, you know, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You were the smart.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Steps away. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. In for the score. And the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. On the return, it's Washington. And with a marker down, he's up just past the 25-yard line, but I think they're going to be going backwards. Let's check the call. Yeah, this is going to put them back with not great field position. So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
On first down, Rudolph. And his first look is incomplete. Ryan Switzer, the one he was looking for. That'll bring up second down. Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Detroit! Detroit! Set! Green 39! Green 39! All right, now, Lucky 56! Lucky 56! Gun! 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 Gun!
2nd and 10, Rudolph again. And he comes back with one complete. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Here comes a first down throw from Rudolph. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Carl Lawson in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year.
All right, now, Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun! 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 Detroit! Detroit!
Here's Rudolph now on 2nd down. He'll get this one to Switzer. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Throwing on third down, here's Rudolph. He gets it to Brown, complete. Past the 20. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Antonio Brown, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Boswell good with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now. But the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, get the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
While we know that the identity of this offense is to throw the ball, they've got to run it every so often, if for no other reason than to tamp down the pass rush. They can't let them just tee off and get to their quarterback.
On third down, Roethlisberger rolling to his left. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, you've got a receiver here who's got 1 touchdown already in this first quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there, wanting to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage to make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
A 7-yard return following a punt at 45 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Oh, okay. I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
Well, you know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's 2 different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to do?
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43 and to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
On 2nd down, here's Roethlisberger. Going deep downfield for Ross. And it's knocked away and incomplete. John Ross, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd down. There is no denying they want to get him involved. That's already the 5th time that they've looked his way in this first quarter.
So that tells me defensively that they want to insist on going in that direction. Make sure you get your best people in the area to try and take that away.
The line to gain is the 33 on third down. Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The line to gain is the 33 on third down. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now fourth down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
They're going on fourth down. It's Roethlisberger. He's got his man here. It's Green. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. That's a fourth down pickup of 10 yards and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. Roethlisberger now already at 100 yards passing in this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. And the pitch goes to Mixon. Able to spin free. And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed, as that's going to move the chains.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Bengals with the football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down.
Let's go! Whoa!
Roethlisberger sliding out of the pocket. He finds Ross right side. It's complete. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. A solid pickup at 13 sets him up 1st and goal. Here's Roethlisberger. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Artie Burns. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there and sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
After the interception, here's Rudolph. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
Santos with the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And the Steelers set to take the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Fresh off the pick six, it's Rudolph. He's going to loft one deep left side. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here, but he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Javon Hargrave coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9. Play action. Now Roethlisberger to Mixon on the check down. It's a gain of 9 yards. And that'll bring up a third down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And the Bengals on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Over the middle, that's caught by Ross. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The quick slant, good for a first down, a gain of 12. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On first down, it's Roethlisberger. Over the middle, complete. That's Ross. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. Roethlisberger now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 12 more yards there and another first down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
They'll give it to Mixon. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
Now the Bengals on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and goal. Now it's Roethlisberger. And this is going to be incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Rudolph going to lead the Steelers up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Set! 3-19! 3-19! Gone! 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 Gone!
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Jordan Willis in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Hurry up, here we go! 3-19! 3-19!
From the gun, here's Rudolph. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive.
Detroit! Detroit! Gone! 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 Gone!
3rd and long. It's Rudolph looking deep downfield. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They go play action here on 1st down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Daniel. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now a play fake here on 1st down. They'll roll him out right. Looking for Green, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. 2 minutes to play here in the 1st half. Back to Heinz Field after this. Rudolph going to lead the Steelers up now 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line. Rudolph on 1st down. Got a man. It's Brown. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. A first throw for the backup Osweiler. Open man is Switzer complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it. Here's Drew Kaiser now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. And taken right on the 30. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. An update from a game going on in Indianapolis. It's the Lions that have grabbed the early lead. And we'll be sure to keep an eye on that one as we go along here. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. On the move. And Big Ben intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 46. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit. And receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
On 1st down, it's Rudolph. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete. Ryan Switzer, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home. And they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
Gone.
2nd and 10, Rudolph again. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Jordan Willis in there to get him, and that's sack number 18 for him on the year.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Rudolph. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete.
And absolutely zero surprise that one was incomplete, huh? I mean, truthfully, how many OCs have we seen put 3rd and 20 on their play sheet and go, oh, I've got the exact play to dial up?
Now, that's just a head scratching down when you're facing a 3rd and 20. Tried to complete it, couldn't get it done. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these 2 teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Throwing right, and that's complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A really nice gain of 25 yards. They'll throw on 1st down with Roethlisberger. Now Ben hit, and he lost the football. It's loose, and it looks like Steeler football. It is. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90. Detroit! 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 Detroit!
Rudolph following the fumble recovery. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon.
Lucky 56. Set. Blue 90. Blue 90. Detroit. Detroit. Over.
A final shot before the break. Rudolph going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On first down, Rudolph. Flush to his right. He's going deep for Brown. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. William Jackson with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A big play there. 93 yards. And the Bengals add on to their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Rudolph going to lead the Steelers up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
All right, here we go. Blue 90.
Rudolph just does beat the play clock. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away, because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39. Detroit. Detroit.
Shotgun snap for Rudolph. Over the middle here to Brown. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A good pickup there at 22.
Gone.
And there's a man they call AB, always a volume receiver. He gobbles up catches. Holds the number 2 and number 4 spots for most receptions in a season in NFL history. And in 2015, just 7 catches shy of setting the single-season mark for most receptions, currently held by Marvin Harrison, a Hall of Famer.
He had 136 catches that year on the heels of 129 the season before. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they're marching off another 15 against your squad.
Blue 90! Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Detroit! Detroit!
Here comes a first down throw from Rudolph. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jonathan Cyprien. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing it.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Green's got it over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. The quick slant, good for a first down, a gain of 12.
You got to spin. Jack 16. Hey. AB.
Now Roethlisberger on first down. Over the middle, complete. That's Green. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. On first and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Now Ben hit, and he lost the football. It's loose.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on second down. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Now Ben on third and long. And he's going to go down again.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Here's Kevin Huber now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And this will be taken at the 13. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Another score from around the league, meanwhile, up in Cleveland. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. Rudolph going to lead the Steelers up now, first and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Detroit! Detroit!
On first and 10, Rudolph. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
Now Rudolph on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time.
Right,
so
now,
after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
Out of the gun, Rudolph. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
I'm trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
He has several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown, and frankly, that should have been another pick right there.
Here we go now. 319. 319. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
Throwing on third down, here's Rudolph. Throw left side, complete to Smith-Schuster. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit. Detroit. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
Back to the air, Rudolph. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Jordan Willis in there for the sack, and he's closing in on that all-time record. That's number 19 on the year.
Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Detroit. Detroit.
On second down, here's Rudolph. He'll get this one to Switzer. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for third down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Detroit! Detroit! Gone! 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 Gone!
3rd and 2, Rudolph. And that is incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. On the left hash, officially, it's called a 51-yard attempt. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And that will close the gap down to 14. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down. On first down, it's Roethlisberger. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 33. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now. It's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
After the interception, here's Rudolph. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90! Detroit! Detroit! Gun! 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 Gun!
From the gun, here's Rudolph. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And oh, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Give him 25 yards on the play there. So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10.
Gun! 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 Gun!
Here's Rudolph. Goes underneath for Bell. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Gun! 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 Gun!
Here's Rudolph now on second down. This will be caught inside the 10. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. He got 29 yards that time. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Now let's go! 3-19!
Rudolph looking to throw it. That's going to get caught at the 10-yard line. No gain there on the completion. It'll be second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Man open left side is Brown. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out.
Here we go now. Blue 90! Blue 90! Gun! 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 Gun!
Now Rudolph with third and goal. Forced out to his left. Complete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks for those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Green 39! Green 39! Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
Fourth down, desperation time for Rudolph. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Darquez Denard. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. No gain on the screen there. It's second down. They tried to swing it out left into the flat, but the defense, they were very principled there.
It felt very West Coast offense, didn't it? You know their expression, right? On a West Coast offense, when they throw the ball, it's either going to be a touchdown or a check down, meaning they like to press it downfield. If they don't have it, swing it out, which is exactly what we saw there. But how about the great pursuit and tackle to make a nice play?
12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. Now dead hit, and he lost the football. It's loose. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, two hands. Get two hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
He'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll make it second down.
Detroit!
Now it's Rudolph. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. And the Steelers on third down, lacking much success. Just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 8.
Now let's go! 3-19! 3-19!
Shotgun snap for Rudolph. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And no, it's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Bengals will get the football back. So still over 3 minutes remaining in this game, but boy, not getting that when that hurt.
That's a little bit demoralizing, so they have to be careful about that because still have an opportunity if they can get some things done on defense.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. Cameron Hayward in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum. It got his man complete. 20, 10, and he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Now Roethlisberger. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, You see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
On second down, here's Roethlisberger. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And a short return to the 6-yard line. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Detroit. Detroit. Hut.
Back to throw, Rudolph. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this.
Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Hut.
Rudolph on 1st down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it was real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to hold that one in.
Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Detroit. Detroit. Hut.
On 2nd and 10, Rudolph. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Green 39. Green 39. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Detroit. Detroit. Hut.
Here's Rudolph. He's going to let it fly. And they almost had another one. They are all over the football in this game. Nearly another pick. Now 4th down.
Got to be wary of throwing an interception here because the defense knows they're going to get tested deep. That's why they're going to put a couple of extra guys back there to try and prevent that.
Yeah, late in the 4th quarter here, trying to preserve the lead.
Gone, gone, gone. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He gets it to Brown. Complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down.
Lucky 56. Detroit. Detroit. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Here comes a 1st down throw from Rudolph. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete.
Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Over.
2nd and 10, Rudolph again. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter and find their way open.
Rudolph looking to throw. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high-percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
Boswell on now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And out now, here come the Bengals. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive game. Just keep that clock ticking.
Once again, they run with Mixon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And the Steelers signal for another timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Now the Bengals on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Now a whistle and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now the Bengals on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Roethlisberger to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands. Guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Punting now is Huber as he sends it away. Now on the return, oh no, the ball is loose. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. The 20. 10, 5, and this defense has broken it open as they return it to the house for 6.
I'm glad we were paying attention during the rules seminar because we learned the only time you can't advance a fumble like that is in the last 2 minutes of either half.
Right. Other than that, if that ball's out, whether forward or backwards, it's live and free for anybody.
No doubt about it. When you say free, that means he's got free reign to pick it up and go. And that's exactly what happened there. Took it in for a touchdown.
So a very short kick here. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. And now out come the Steelers. What do you do here down like this in this situation? Do you maybe just pick something out of the playbook you haven't called in a while, or you call it a day?
You can do that, or you pick something that's a staple for you and should work better and try and execute that on the way out the door and maybe get back to base and feel a little bit better as you end a ball game that's been a frustrating one for you.
Well, we'll see if they go back to base. On 1st and 10, Rudolph. He's going to let it fly. It's caught inside the 25. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. On first down, it's Rudolph. And he is into the end zone for the touchdown. So they still need a miracle with a clock where it's at, but they get one piece to the puzzle done.
Still have hope.
Coming from where they were, they knew this was going to be tough, but they got the touchdown. Now they need the miracle, the onside kick and a little extra.
Yeah, and you have to get the onside kick and not have the ball bounce around a lot and eat up time. You want to be able to grab it, possess it, and get your offense out there for what you just termed a miracle last chance.
Boswell on now to kick this one away. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. The clock cannot be stopped here. Defense can't do anything. So kneel it down, take it home.
No doubt about it. It's what you practice for in winning situations each and every week. Victory formation. Take a knee and go on into the locker room and celebrate.
Call it a victory. Oh, Roethlisberger going to throw. Going up top. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Snickers, 66. Jack 16. Quarter.
Now it's Roethlisberger. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. 3rd down here. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal, that's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for the Bengals, the win moves them a couple games over 500 now. It's 7-5. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, this season is beyond salvage now as they fall to 2-10. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.